What's up, Darts here. Now, in my last video, I mentioned some experiences I had with some British Muslims or British Asians. Happened a couple of years ago. But actually, I'm always pretty much talking to Asians, Muslims, pretty much every day, because there's people at my work who are Asian, Muslim, to different degrees. Some of them just British Muslim and not really hugely practicing the faith, and then others are practicing the faith. They've got the beard, they wear the turban, or not turban, the hat they wear. Can't remember the name of it. But for the purposes of this little chat, little talk, well, this video, I'm going to say today, because it's past 12 now. Technically it was yesterday, but it's today. But anyway, long story short, it's this guy, and I'd consider him a friend. He looks just like this dude on the screen here. And we're always having really, really deep conversations about religion, about politics, and a whole range of topics. So like last week, we were talking about plastic poisoning of the oceans, and we're having a huge debate on next to each other, like working on our stations in the warehouse. And the conversations with this guy is pretty fascinating. Now, I asked him, do you mind if I record you? Like I've asked him before, do you mind if I record you, our conversations? Because people will find it really interesting what we're talking about. Because he gets really, really deep into it and many different aspects. And we're going on from the debate for like over an hour. We should really be working. But whatever, we've had managers come up to us and tell us to get on with our work and stuff like that, but we're in deep conversation. We don't give a damn about what the managers tell us to do. As long as we're still in the green and not slowing things down, I'll talk to him and we'll talk to each other. I mean, we even had one manager, right? I'll give you an example, right? The aisle had shut down. But basically, the place I work is a lot like Amazon. Okay, so you've got like conveyor belts and you've got to put items in boxes and stuff like that, and move pallets and put, scan items. This sort of job, if you look at Amazon, standard Amazon kind of jobs, that's the kind of place I work. Busy, But anyway, so we're on the aisle, like me and my friend. Well, I consider him a friend. Me and my friend are on the aisle, and basically there's a jam. So the system's down, all the sensors at the front of the aisle have stopped working, so nothing's going on, right? And here's I'm going to mention this occasion because you've got one guy who's British. This guy is British-born Muslim, yeah. And then the other guy who's going to be, I'm going to talk about in a second, he's actually an immigrant who's come over. And I'll give you a little bit of details about this guy, what he said to a Christian friend of mine a couple of years ago, but I'll get into that in a second, right? So anyway, so me and this guy, friend of mine, we're talking, right, getting to one of the deep conversations again because there's nothing going on the line anyway. Then all of a sudden, I'm going to call him Raj, comes over. This guy Raj comes over. He's basically a manager's assistant. He comes over. Hey, stop talking now. You will stop talking now. So, excuse me? You will stop talking now. Now, previously, this guy has always told us that make sure you clear your station. Make sure all your work's done at your station, and then you can talk. But they just say that because they know that your station is never going to be clear anyway. So, at the time the station now is clear, and we're talking, this guy keeps coming up to us, trying to be a superiority kind of job's worth, telling us to stop talking, like we're some sort of robots, or whatever. Very, very annoying. And, so we kind of ignore him a bit. And he comes over. I told you to stop talking. Listen to me. I told you to stop talking. I tell you what. You stop talking now. I will. Blah, 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 blah. He's like starting that, fretting and that. I said, what's your problem? Huh? So what's your issue? There's nothing going on here. You've always told us. Clear your station and you can talk. And he looked at me like... How dare him correct me, And he walks off down the back and he comes back again. He goes, right, that's it. You log off, come with me. Excuse me? Come with me. I said, no, I'm not logging off. I'm trying to get, because the station was now, the jam had been cleared now and things are starting to move about maybe half hour later. He goes, log off now, your station. I said, I'm not logging off. He goes, log off now. I said, no, I'm not logging off. I'm going to get back into what I'm doing because there's been a jam, yeah? He goes, and he reached over to log me off. I slapped his hand, which I could have got in trouble for actual, hitting the guy. I didn't really hit him, but nudged him out the way. Excuse me. And so eventually I log off. He says, follow me. Comes downstairs and he goes, I told you to stop talking. I said, when the ops manager comes and tells me, I said, when did the ops manager tell you to do anything? He goes, he come and told me to tell you to stop talking. When I can't get you to stop talking, that makes me look bad. I said, well, mate, you've always said, clear your station and you could talk. There was nothing at the station, so therefore we were talking. So what's the issue? I tell you what, one more time, and I will put you forward for disciplinary. You understand? I will complain about you, understand? The other guy, his agency, he's going to get complained about him. So anyway, I'll go upstairs and I said to him, he goes, my mate goes, what did he say to you? So he's having a go at us talking, yeah? And he says, like, clear station. And, whatever. Oh, sorry, he tells us to talk even though the station's clear. So he comes up and brings my friend downstairs, right? And then it's gone for about 20 minutes. He comes back, he goes, he said that I was eating food, man, and stuff like that. I said, what? Yeah. And he told me to stop talking, and he's going to send a letter to my manager, or email to my manager. So he comes back about 3 hours later, and near the end of his shift, he comes up to me and goes, you know that guy, yeah? He lied about me. He said that I was chewing gum, and I was shouting at him. I said, well, that's complete lies. See? But I said to him, I thought like Asians get along with each other. I know he's from, he's come in as an immigrant into this country, and migrated whatever to this country, and and you were born here. But I thought you'd get along. And he goes, no, mate, no. I tell you what, man. There's a lot of problems between Asian and Asian. I said, really? He goes, yeah, man. What just happened there, man, highlights it. That's kind of how he talks. That just what happened there, man. That's how that highlights it, Seriously, we don't get along, man. Man's lying about me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Anyway, so long story short, I thought I'd just talk about that a little bit. But I'm going to do some videos basically focusing around the conversations with this guy, because very interesting debates. And he says he hasn't given me permission to record him, so I can't actually record him. He's got a really good speaking voice as well. It'd be really interesting to have that back and forth conversation, get that recorded as a podcast or something like that. But I'm trying to convince the guy that he's not really interested in doing that. I said, man, you've got some really, really interesting views. People want to hear what you're saying. And he gets really, really emotional sometimes about what he's talking about. I said, well, if you want to make a change about make an effect, then someone's got to hear what you're saying. And he goes, well, I don't want to be on YouTube, man. I don't want people seeing me on YouTube. I said, it can be anonymous, mate. Come on, let's do like an hour discussion talk, and we'll record our conversations. People will find it really interesting. He's like, no, I don't want to be on YouTube. But anyway, I thought I'd just talk about that today, given that it's kind of connected to yesterday's video. Anyway, leave your comments in the comment section.